Do, 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 do. It's Saturday. Back to work day. Hello, hello, hello. Whew. Well, when you try to have everything together and still don't have everything together when the life goes on, just crazy, just crazy. Hmm. Let me find out. I need to be situated. Well, as always, I would like to say good morning, but it is afternoon. How crazy. Hello, just saying. How are you? What it do, my friend? How are you feeling today? That's the bigger question. How are you feeling? I'm guessing better because it's been at least 3 days. And I know that my mama used to always say 3 days of medication, you start to feel better. That's probably where I get my stop taking my medicine after 3 days. I can't stand taking medicine, honestly. But I'm glad you're feeling better because I don't like that. I don't want you to be sick. I don't want you to be sick, friend. Because you got to laugh at my corniness. And when you sick, you don't laugh at my corniness. I don't get all the reels. Oh, dang, I need to do something. And I should have did it before I came in here. Hold up, I'm not going nowhere. Hello, it's me. Oh my God, where is it? Yeah, but so far it's a good day. So far, well, I really just started my day. I just literally just walked out the door and got in the car. You know, I almost had a bummy day yesterday, but eh, it is what it is. Now I just got to get back and do over, do again. Do over, do again. I've been just looking around, observing, all the same. You know, and just like, what is life? You know what I mean? Like, I think that Okay, cleaning. I wish I had a place to clean. I need to clean out this car. What's the temperature? 49. Yeah, it won't be happening today. It's cold out there. Unless somebody help me. But I think I was thinking this morning along the lines of when is it okay to, how people like, do you? When is it really okay to do you? Because it seems like doing you is after being said to do you, or I'm doing me. After you're doing you, it's looked upon as something else. That's what it seems like. And I was thinking like, man, it's kind of damn if you do, damn if you don't, because we at the end of the day we're all individuals. You know what I mean? I'm me because of who I am, because God who God made me to be, because of the way I am, the way I think, the way I like to dress, the way I like to cook, clean, whatever the case it is. I'm me. I'm an individual. Even when I'm away from all my friends, I'm still an individual. Even when I'm with all my friends, I'm still an individual. Being with my friends doesn't mean I'm morphing to my friends. I don't care what it is. I'm not going to become something I'm not or behave in a way that I wouldn't because of anyone else. Um, I had this thing where it was around the time when my church had split from the other ministry, and it was kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? Because most people wanted to split and take a side, the ones that wanted to stay with this ministry was kind of bashing the other, and it was just like, why are y'all doing that? You are individual. You get to choose which ministry you want to belong to. At the end of the day, you've belonged to both of them, so nothing should be said crazy. No one should be falling out. Everyone should be worried about if it's still going to be God involved, not criticizing other people because of their choice or where they choose to worship, and the one thing I always remember, I listened to the guy, Stephen Chestnut, and he always say, God is in the algorithm. And if you think he's where it's the majority, no, yeah, the majority, think again. He's always if the majority is to the right, God is to the left. If the majority is to the right, and God is to the left. And that stuck with me because I've always found myself on the side of, I guess, the other end of the flow. I don't just roll with the majority of anything. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's popular. I've said it over and over again. I hate trendy things. So even with that little thing right there, I remember when it came to making a decision on which ministry I wanted to choose, the first thing I saw was people putting down the pastor where I was, or my pastors. People were putting them down. People were raising up the other pastor on a high pedestal, like, oh my God, do you think he's being attacked by the enemy? And I'm looking like, y'all weirdos. What do you mean attacked by the enemy? Y'all the ones being attacked because as soon as something happens, y'all splitting, taking sides, and defending what doesn't need to be defended. It's a split. It's nothing different. It's just two people choosing to go their own way. Simple as that. But they made it a big thing. I mean, they got to talking about their clothes and all this craziness. So I'm just observing because at this point, I still don't know which way I'm going. And then when they announced who the new pastors will be, oh, I like him. I can do them. I like them. And the first thing I seen on their page was the man's wife on Facebook tag somebody in their post like, oh, so and so, you are not my husband's equal, and you said this and you did that. Da, da, da. And I'm like, that's First Lady. Going to the comments, the church like, oh, Pastor, do we need to pull up? Then here come the pastor. Nigga, this ain't what you want. I said, I'm going to stay where I'm at. Because if the pastors is messy, I ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? That was just like my first impression of what could have been my new pastors, and I wasn't for it. So as an individual, I chose to stay with the pastors I was with. Even though I think that would have been my decision anyway, I still weigh my odds because the truth of the matter was one ministry was 2 hours away and the other one was 4.5. So I had to make a decision if I'm going to go to Charlotte, which would have been convenient, or was I going to drive to Atlanta? Ultimately chose to drive to Atlanta because I felt like for what I look for in church, for what I look for in leaders, they possess. You know what I mean? I received something that enhances my life from these two individuals. So therefore, that was my choice. But no one gets to come at me because I made that choice. You see what I'm saying? No one gets to say, well, why you choose them? Well, what you do this for? And you live closer. Well, why you should have did this. Well, what about it? What about Apostle? You can't do that to me because I'm going to tell you about yourself. Because guess what? I'm not going to knock you. I want you to get God wherever you choose. I want you to get your success wherever you choose. I want you to get what you got coming to you, however, whatever, whenever, whether it's church, business, a group of friends. I don't care what it is. I need you to get you for you. You for you and not for me or somebody else. You know what I mean? So it's like, why is it so hard for people to just allow people to be individuals? We all should be looking at our own individuality and then weigh it against the way we're actually moving. Are you being an individual when you're moving? Or are you being a sometime individual? You know what I'm saying? When we say we're individuals, I'm me and this and that, but then we'll come down on somebody else for being an individual. It doesn't quite make sense to me. Have we ever stopped to think that everyone is not going to think the exact same as you, regardless? It could be the same situation and have and people can have two different thoughts of it. And it doesn't mean that something's wrong with that person. It just means that y'all's perception of a thing is different. And it also doesn't mean that that person doesn't have the same moral compass that you have just because you choose to do something different or you see things a little different. God created us as individuals. He didn't create me with you in mind. If we all have a purpose in this life and then we all choose to follow the crowd, then we might miss something we're supposed to be doing along our journey. What happens when I just totally just flow like the wind just to agree with whoever, whatever, on whatever case, in whatever case, whatever it may be? But in all reality, I was supposed to stay on the left side because there was something that I needed to do on the left side. There was something that God was trying to get me to on the left side. But because of peer pressure, I would say, or other people's opinions, then I just say forget it. I'm just gonna roll with the right side. I think we have to be careful, even as adults. We have to get a level of I'm gonna call it confidence to be who you are and how you are. Because if we are easily swayed by others for being individuals, then what's the use? You know what I'm saying? What is the use? And then how dare anyone um condemn me for anything? You know what I mean? Just because I don't do a thing exactly the same way that you do it, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with me. Just because I don't choose to travel the same way you travel doesn't mean there's something wrong with me. I don't drive fast. Honey do. I'll be driving. This man calls me on my phone trying to tell me how to drive. And I'm confused, like, I don't drive like you. And you better hurry up, get in the left lane and go this way and do that. I'm like, listen, why are you in your car trying to drive? Get out my phone. Get off my phone and get out my car. Get out my car, get off my phone. I ain't got time for that. I don't drive fast and I ain't about to start driving fast because you drive fast. Simple as that. Let me be that individual. So what? It take me a little longer to get there than it do you. I'm me, you're you. The one thing I hate when people say is, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. If it was me, I wouldn't. I don't care if it was you. Don't have nothing to do with me. That's why it's you and not me. We have to really, really be careful into trying to put our own ways onto others, I guess I would say. I've often told people, they're like, well, if I was this, I would do that. If I was you, I said, how many times you gonna say I? I'm not you. And that's the biggest thing I get out of that. I'm not you. For every single time a person says, well, I wouldn't. If it was me, I, what that got to do with me? I'm not you. You can't talk to me too much about I, because now I'm gonna think you think you know more, or you're above me, or your way is the only way, or I gotta conform to who you think I'm supposed to be and do things your way because you said I said. I don't know who I is, but I can kick rocks for real. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I'm serious. Like, I don't know if you've seen that before, where a person be like, well, if it was me, or I wouldn't, I'm the type of person, all based on what somebody else did or did not do. That's none of your business, man. Let people be who they are individually. That's why we're here as individuals. We weren't created to be the same. If I begin to do things the way you do it, then guess what? I'm messing up my own character. Right. I'm messing up my own character. Maybe my heart's set up a little bit different than yours in certain instances. So while you may do things this way, my heart won't allow me to do it that way, no matter what. Let's if you don't how people be, well, I don't like them because they ain't cool my cat, my homeboy, my homegirl. Like, my friends can hang it up, because until a person does something to me, or that person does something to you that is life threatening, or something that I really, then I have to look at it like, hold up. I'm not gonna treat a person different. I may keep that person in a different box, but I'm not gonna dismiss that people coming into our lives for what they say, a reason, season, or a lifetime. What if there is a reason that that person is connected to me, and I miss it because I'm like, oh heck nah, she ain't cool with her, so bump her. I'm over it. Now I had an opportunity to get to another level. I don't think that people connect, even elevate into sometimes being a bigger person, sometimes taking a higher road, or sometimes daring to be different, willing to go the opposite direction, willing to just do what's unpopular, I guess. Everybody want to do what's popping, but what happened when you're the one who has to do what's unpopular? Do you fold and just go with popularity, or do you continue to be the individual that God created you to be? I think that that has even our youth messed up. When they are out here growing, and as much as we can teach them to be individuals, a lot of times they do get caught up with following the crowd, or bending to be on the in crowd or whatever. I feel like I've trained. I'm going to use the word train because that's the only one I can think of. But um, I've trained my children to not go with the flow, not, go against the grain sometimes, because sometimes against the grain is where it's at. Even with hair cutting, sometimes going against the grain is going to get you the better cut. If you're just cutting one direction, some cuts that works for most cuts, you need to go against the grain in order to make sure that it's thorough and even all the way through. Where so a lot of times when I cut one way, if I don't go against the grain at some point, there's going to be something uneven. So we have a thing we call cross checking cutting. Once I cut it one way, I have to go back and go through it the opposite way to make sure that everything is even and cohesive. That's where you don't get those points where you might have got a haircut. Just saying, you could have got a haircut before, um, and you found some places were uneven, some was off. You tried to curl it yourself, and you couldn't get this piece or that piece to go back into some kind of way. That's a result of not cross-checking. So, with our lives, if we're not willing to go the opposite direction for some things, there's some things that we won't get. That's just how I feel about it. It might be not your cup of tea, but we have to always remember that we all have a purpose. And if my purpose is to go that direction, even when you wouldn't, okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't take away from my character. That doesn't mean I'm less than. That doesn't mean I'm not integral. It just means that I'm not meant to go the same way that you are going. I don't see a solution the same way that you see it. Maybe I have a different way of doing things. Maybe I see something you don't see that maybe I could be a solution for. My stomach growling. Yeah, I put my sandwich in the microwave and forgot it. It just, I don't know. I guess in my rant is just, man, stop. Stop. Just stop. Let people do and be who they want to be. You know what I mean? We don't always have to have an opinion. We don't always have to have anything to say. That's that person. If it don't hurt you, don't kill you, what? At the end of the day, because at the end of the day, you're going to start looking funny to me. If I'm doing something, you constantly saying what you wouldn't do or how you would have did it, I'm going to start looking at you sideways after a while, because now I'm like, okay, well, maybe you're not the individual I thought you were. Because any individual knows that you are supposed to and allowed to go. Oh, okay. Any which way you want to go. That's just the way I see it. Any which way you want to go. Where am I going? Um, I'm suddenly, I know where I am, but I'm trying to figure. Okay. I had to figure out which direction I was going in. Okay. I haven't been in Virginia Beach in so long. It's like I've been in Norfolk most of the time. Now I'm where I was in Virginia Beach mostly at first. Now I'm down here and I'm looking like, oh God, which direction am I going? Man, I got to get back on it. There's more places I need to go anyway. But yeah, man, I'm gonna start looking at you sideways if you're always there to critique my movements, critique what I got to say, because it's not necessarily the way you would move or something you would say. That's not cool. Either you with me or you're not. You have to, if you're my friend, just saying, you already know I'm not always gonna think exactly how you think. But at the same time, we can also have one thing that we want the same outcome and still move differently. It's just a matter of how you choose to move. What is on the inside of you? What drives your heart? What moves you to be the way you are? Maybe sometimes people can't do certain things because their heart won't allow them. How close to the border of being malicious are you if you go against the grain? Maybe some people just don't have that in them. You know what I'm saying? Let it be. What I know is my success is not contingent upon you liking the way I move or how I choose to do me. It's contingent upon me doing what I'm supposed to do, whether you like it or not, whether you would do it that way or not. Your route is not my route. My route is not your route. Hey, Diane. I don't know. Like I said, I just woke up and was just observing and thinking. I thought about that quote, God is in the algorithm and he's not where the majority is. If the majority is to the right, he's to the left. And that makes sense to me because I've never gone with the majority. I've never gone with the flow of things. You know what I'm saying? Even when I went with the flow, I still have my own beat that I dance to. You know, if I'm going with the majority, and all of a sudden it's a ditch with fire coming out of it, and the majority decides to jump over the ditch, but I see I can walk around it. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk around it because I'm an individual. Why would I risk falling in the ditch because you chose to jump over it? It only makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That's the point I'm making. We can all be striving for the same thing and all have a different method of moving through it. It does not mean that something is wrong with the next individual or anything. It just is what it is. It's life, you know? If we could really control the way people move and all that stuff, life would be horrible. Imagine if everybody's doing the same thing at the same time, all the time, in the same fashion, same way. We would never see anything happen new. We would never see anything change because everything would just be moving. And when I go to work, a lot of times, for some reason, when I look at the people, I always get the mind in my mind, this is what hurting looks like. Because everybody's moving to the same, in a group or in groups going in the same direction. They're filing into this building. And it just always made me think about how when, everybody was getting sick in 2020 and they was like, the best way to get rid of it is to do hurting and all that stuff. It was like it gave me a visual of that, and I was like, dang, I wonder if that probably was so. Makes you wonder, but if we put all people in one place moving the same direction, there's going to be chaos. There's going to be a blockage. There's going to be hindrance. There's going to be confrontation. There's going to be conflict. We can't all go in the same direction, the same exact way, the same exact route. We can't all have the same exact thought process. We can't all have the same way of doing things or dealing with things or handling things. It just doesn't work that way. At some point, it becomes following. And I'm not talking about how I follow you on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. I'm saying literally following. You're following, but then at the same time, it's like, okay, if we're following who's leading this crowd, that's why you have to be an individual. For me, individuality, it makes you who you are. It makes you your character, how you dress, your style, how you speak, your dialect. It just everything about your individuality makes you who you are. So why change it for whoever I is, that next person. And I think that's just encouragement to people who do feel pressure of people because they generally move to their own flow. It's okay to be an outcast if that's the case. If that's what that's going to make me, I'm going to walk this way. Who said that? Run DMC. I'm going to walk this way. I'll be the cast out or whatever you want to call it, the misfit. Because usually they're the most unique anyway. They're the ones who probably carry the true leadership qualities and the true solutions for problems. Everybody want to point, but don't nobody want to look at the fingers pointing back at them. Everybody got an opinion, but don't nobody want to hear other people's opinions if it ain't their opinion. Everybody has their own life to live and their own walk to walk. So if we focus too much on the next person, are you walking? Yes, it misunderstood. That's a perfect one. Definitely misunderstood. People like that are judged because people don't understand them, and I don't think it's cool. In a bit, it'd be like bullying to me. I watch situations where two people can do the exact same thing, but one person catches hell for that exact same thing. Be like, when this person did that, everybody loved that nigga. But when this one did it, oh, that's why this and that's why that. He should have did this. He shouldn't have did that. Or she, or whatever the case may be. Like, people are very selective, and people are very fickle with friendship. Um, I just don't like. I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like when people try to strip people of their individuality by criticizing them, if that makes sense. It's fine to have your opinion of anyone, but if that person is respectful, if that person hasn't done you wrong, anything to you, why are you now trying to strip that person of their individuality? Let them be. If that happened to your child, you be ready to fight somebody. Don't you let nobody tell you who you are. Don't you let nobody tell you got to do what they do. We do that, but then we turn around as adults and inflict that thing on people. If a person is cool with me, thinking I'm just gonna roll with the punches that they roll with, they got another thing coming. They might want to rethink it because I am always. Sometimes I'm the devil's advocate in the room, and when I say that, I don't mean I'm literally the devil. For those that will try to say that, and they know exactly what I mean. But when I say that, when I say I will be the devil, well, what happened if this? I'm gonna look at it from all sides and all different kinds of ways. Because sometimes it is more ways to look at a thing. What they say is more than one way to skin a cat. Maybe I see something you didn't see. So therefore, I'm going to pose this question. You can't get mad at me for posing a question that goes against something you're seeing without either taking into consideration, at least seeing where I'm coming from, or, yeah, y'all about to wreck for no good reason. Or you just a closed-minded individual, and that's not what I'm trying to be. That's not what I am. I'm not closed-minded. Even with my beliefs, I believe in Jesus Christ. Period. But I'm not closed-minded because you might, you know, um, you might worship a different, God or another religion, whatever the case may be. I don't hate anybody for that. That's your walk. And I'm always open. I learn from everybody. I'm always open to hear, but I would never be like, oh, you shouldn't be that because this. Well, if it was me, I wouldn't be this or I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't be any other religion because this is the one I've chosen. Hey, realist, this is the one I've chosen. And I'm going to stand on it, period. But I'll never tear you down for walking your walk the way you got to walk it. No, I don't think any less of anyone for their choices as far as that. Do I have my thoughts? Yeah, but that's still their walk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to force anything that I believe on anybody. And I'm certainly not gonna look down on you or turn my nose up or say you should be doing XYZ because of that. That would then turn around and be ungodly. See what I'm saying? How easy it is to say we need to be like God, but then do something that don't seem so wrong, but it is altogether still ungodly. For us to take away from a person for their own individuality is ungodly. I'm sorry, I can't judge you because you don't do things the way I would do it, or because you do something that I wouldn't do. Like I said, as long as it's not life threatening or taking money out my pocket, gonna harm my children or me, that's your business. I still like you. I like you even more that you're willing to be you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody who wants to conform to the world and be what that world says they have to be. Because we don't have to be what the next person say we have to be. We don't have to move the way we don't even have to move the way anybody says it. I don't care if it's your dang on. Yeah, we gotta follow rules. So give me. No, I'm not saying those things. I'm not saying. I think I did still go the wrong way. I'm not saying we're not accountable or we don't have to follow some structure in some senses, but in personal things, things that really ain't nothing, we can't hold the next person accountable for not seeing things or doing things the way we would do it. I'm sorry. We just can't. Okay. Kiss the baby for me. Square inside a circle. hmm, that's pretty cool. Square inside a circle. How would I look at that? See, in my mind, a square inside a circle just doesn't happen. Yeah, that makes sense. Gotcha. But I think it's just a lot of hustle and bustle in the world, a lot of busy, and people get so busy that after a while they lose focus and they start throwing darts at all types of stuff. And I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. I'm not here to expose anybody. I'm not here to make you think and feel the way I think and feel. It's just I'm an individual. We vibe, we vibe. We don't, we don't. I'm cool with that. hmm When I said it's four, we got a square, forget a circle. But if you think about it, a circle is just a continuous thing. It just goes round and round and round and round. Do we really want to live like that? I mean, I honestly, I wouldn't probably bank on no shape, but I'm just saying, I'm still confused as to where I am. It's just a lack of sense of direction because I haven't drove this way in so long. So my mind is telling me that I went the wrong direction. Let's see, was that Applebee's back there? Yeah, I think I went the wrong direction. That's a shame. But I don't know. In a square, I figure you could have people that's in your corner. In a circle, there's no corners. You know, if I had to look at it in some kind of way like that. But at the end of the day, if you're not, I don't know. I think the best friends are made up of people who are willing to be individuals. We don't we don't always agree, but we do well together because you get me. You get that I'm always gonna do what I feel is right in my heart, and you don't look down or change on me because of that. You know. Yeah. When it comes out my mouth, it makes sense. But then, like that's why I be knowing. Sometimes I say what it just had to come from the heart. You know, it had to because where else did I get it from? Where else did it come from? Where am I at? Yeah, it's a shame. I don't even know. Yeah, I gotta go the other direction. I went the wrong direction, y'all. That's a shame. I gotta start coming back down here. But I don't know. Like I said, I just had a little frustration because I really don't like when people paint a picture of another person or other people based on their own way of thinking and their own way of doing things. We all have the right to do that. That person may be doing something you wouldn't do, but that's okay. You know what I mean? How does that really hurt you? How does that really hurt you? Because that same person you're criticizing for not doing what you would do or how you would do it is the same person that would take their shirt off their back for you. When all hell would break loose, that person would probably be the first one there for you. You know what I'm saying? So we can't judge people based off their individuality. Their individuality may make their heart bigger than the next person that's just rocking and rolling with you on whatever. Their heart posture may be different than that person, which means that if you had a situation where you had to get this, let's say 2 grand real quick, or something bad was going to happen, that person that's walking and agreeing all the time, 10 toes down and doing everything exactly the way you do it, following, ain't got it. But the one you shunned away, or the one you tried to make seem like something's wrong with them for being different, is the one that got that 2G for you. And even though they know what you think and how you feel, they'll still hand it to you. We got to be careful of how we treat people. And sometimes how we treat people cause other people to treat those people that way. We have to be careful of that. Because at the end of the day, that's going to be something that you're going to be looked at by God. You know what we think judgment ain't coming? It's a thin line out here for us to be doing something totally wrong and thinking we're okay. Doing something totally wrong and thinking we're okay. That's right, Diane. Everyone can't go with you. And everybody ain't gonna dance like you. Everybody ain't gonna walk like you, talk like you, move like you. Everybody ain't gonna care like you. And what? It's some stuff I will absolutely never give a damn about that people are totally passionate about. And that's gonna be me because I'm an individual that feels that way. Like like I was saying the other day, some people get in a space where when they say things about black women, in my mind, I just don't care. And it's not because I don't care about black women, but that's what people will say. Oh, she don't care about her own people. No, it's not that. What I want my people to understand is there's things that's never going to change. There's things that's never going to change. Don't hate me because I get that. We black. Do y'all think they ever going to stop calling us the N word? No. Black women, you think they're going to ever stop talking down on us? No. I don't care how many of us come together, stand on a big stage, scream. They're never going to make it illegal. So it's never going to be a change in that. What we got to do is rise above it and move around it. Okay, that's what you got to say. That's old. Say something else. That's how I look at it. I don't care what you think about me. I know who I am. I can't fight something that I'll never win. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I don't care. I care about the people. And I don't care about the things that the world says about me. I'm sorry. That's the individual I am. I care about people. I don't care about what the world says. Because like I said, there's some things that's just gonna be. Period. It's gonna be no matter what we say, no matter what we do, it's never gonna change. They might say even worse things after a while. Why would I continue to try to fight that? Or why would I get upset? I just don't care. Man, I mean, what? It's just like, what do we do? I'm more concerned about worried about things that I can do something about. I don't have time to care about stereotypes. I don't have time to care about why someone's disrespecting me. I don't know the fools. Go on, do what you do. Because like I just said, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to answer to somebody called God or name God. So we can sit here and we can criticize and talk about people of a different walk in life, a different race, different whatever, different gender, All that stuff is gonna be accounted for at the end of the day. So why would I fight today for something that's gonna be answered for tomorrow? You think you escaped it. I ain't about to battle you now. It's a difference if you walking up on us and you trying to harm us. Yeah, I got you. But I still don't care what they say. That's me though. And I know I'll get criticized for that. Oh, she said she don't care what people say about her own people. No, I don't. I just care about my people. What you say don't make my people who they are. What you say don't take away from what you're capable of unless you let it. But that's one thing I won't roll with the crowd on. Like the first thing people say when something goes bad in the world, oh, something has to be done. Something has to stop. Some things just never gonna stop. Save yourself. Hmm? Save yourself. Continue to live. I do believe there's certain people that are called to things like that who are supposed to be advocates for that are supposed to be fighting that fight, but it's not me. And I think that's why some things don't change is because everybody is trying to get their hand in something and everybody's not supposed to be in that space. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. No, no. I just woke up a little bit frustrated. But not in a bad way. Just not really frustrated. I guess I was just kind of just thinking like, man, why do people kind of come down on people for not thinking the way they think or doing things the way they would do it? Why do we think we have to walk to the same beat? Because we don't. None of us are the same. None of us are the same. Some of our skin is different. Some of us can take things more than others and maybe deal with things differently than the next person would. I feel like if I'm a kind character and I'm not doing you any harm, then that should be it. That's what matters. Not how I move, when I move, and who I move with, and all that good stuff. Let it be. Let me be. I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't know. My mindset is just individuality is great, and we should all be operating in our individual selves. We really should. Oh, I know where I was. I could have went that way. Yeah, we should just be doing us. When we all do our part, everything comes together. But when we all doing the same thing, nothing comes together. That's just how I see it. I seen somebody talking. No, that wasn't somebody talking. That was yesterday. On let's just say it starts with you. You can't make nobody else do nothing they don't want to do without starting with yourself. That's just the simplest way to put it. If you're doing what you feel you're supposed to be doing, then keep going. Keep it moving. It's simple. Oh man, maybe I was going the right way. Listen, girl. I don't know. I just be like, man, life should be easier. I think we really make our life hard by taking on stuff that mean us no good. Honestly, and I see it a lot. We pick up stuff that has absolutely no value in it for us. That's why it'll be like a dog chasing their tail after a while. No change, nothing happens different. It's just the same repetitive cycle over and over again. Cycle, cycle, cycle. I don't want to be a nobody cycle. I'm not going in cycle, cycle. You see, the devil, he learns from our mistakes. Even if we don't. See, that's how he keep us in cycles. It'd be like the people that's trying to do something that's right be caught up in a cycle and don't even realize the devil got you anyway, even though you were trying to avoid it. Hey, right, Nisha. You be thinking you doing something right and be in a cycle and don't realize the devil got a hold of you anyway. That's why we can't look down on people for doing something the way that we wouldn't do it. It might not be something wrong with them, it might be something wrong with you. Why are you so passionate about this thing? Why do you want me to look and sound and do what you do? That don't seem right to me. It just don't seem right to me. I will always maintain my individuality. And I appreciate others that do. No matter what. They don't waver on their character. They don't move. They don't shake. Out of everything that happens around, that person maintains that same individuality. To me, that's a real one. I don't want to be around the people that blow like the wind. Oh shit! That damn, I tried to do a U-turn. Y'all rode over the sidewalk. Did y'all hear that? that that blow like the wind and go with the status quo. That move with the crowd that are operating in a herd. I don't want to be with those individuals. I like us free people that run around and be like, hey, we're gonna roll with them for a while. But hey, wait a minute, what's that over there? Let's take a little U-turn. Let's go down there and see what's happening. Them the people I want to be around. Because after a while, it's boring going the same direction, same route every day, all day. Nothing new, just the same thing over and over and over again. It makes me think of that movie, Tippy something. I forgot her name. I think it's Tippy something. But she was a young lady that had she was autistic, and she had went to college and everything. She ultimately became a motivational speaker and things. But she was the one who invented the, I guess, like the hugging method for autism. Like she had to be, when she went to college, she made this contraption where she could get into her little tent or whatever, and it would like create that hug for her, like a blanket all around her and stuff. It was something to that effect. And when she began to work at this this place where they slaughtered cows, the slaughtered cows, and when she paid attention to when they were herding them and putting them into the process of getting to where they're gonna slaughter them, basically, she came up with this mechanism that it was based off of the mechanism that she used to find her comfort, and the way she herded them, it made it less, I guess, less. I don't know the word I'm looking for. Less excruciating, less whatever it was. I don't know if they were in pain, but it made it more calming for them as they were going through that process. Even though they were going to get slaughtered, it made it more yeah. So she did something huge for agriculture as an autistic, woman. But it just makes me, when that's the machine that she made, the cows went through like this maze type thing to get to where they were going. It was like before they was all out of order and just moving in all these opposite directions. But it just makes me look at it like that. I think we do need to go in opposite direction. Maybe not those cows, but just the visual of how they were moving. That's how people move. It's like a assembly line. They just move in the same motion every day, all day, the same motion. Nothing new, nothing added, nothing taken away, just still moving in all the same motion. And that's why I'm not trying to be caught up, you know. Yeah, she was very smart. You ever read that movie? I'm like, I don't know if I'm explaining it totally right, but that's the gist of it. That's the gist of it. But I mean, I think I just thought about that movie because I was talking about hurting earlier, and I was saying how when I got to work, it gave me a visual of hurting. Like people really do move with herd like mentality, and I don't think that the people that are moving with the herd really realize that. Honestly, I don't. Yeah, I really I don't think that when people are caught up moving in an assembly, I guess you would say, I don't think they realize they're moving in the assembly. Like because what happens is everyone looks the same. Everyone looks the same. If it's two sides, three sides, and they all moving in the same direction, even if each side is saying and doing different things, but they're moving all in the same direction, it still all looks the same. At the end of the day, it all looks the same. So whether I'm a little more positive than those people over there, we're still all moving in the same direction. And that's usually to nowhere. It's usually to nowhere, you know? I don't want to be caught going nowhere. I don't want to be anybody but who God made me to be. And that's who I would love for my people to be. You know what I mean? Don't get overwhelmed and caught up because you don't fit in. You know, some people get caught up in that I don't fit in here, I don't fit in there. That's a good thing. Don't fit in, too. Don't fit in. For why? Why we wanna? You know what I mean? Just continue to be you and keep moving. No matter what people think, no matter what people say. Because at the end of the day, when we're moving accordingly, according to who we are called to be, according to the individual that we are, and we don't shift or change who we are for any given reason, it's gonna show in the end. You know what I mean? Nobody understands your why until you manifest that why. Once you come in to see the why, then it's like, oh dang, all this time I thought that person was this, and I thought they should have been doing that, but I get it now. Don't get deterred from your why. Your why is your reason. You know what I'm saying? If we're not working towards our why, then we ain't working towards anything. A lot of people have put down their why for that or this or that or those or whatever the case. They done forgot their why. They done made something their why that has absolutely nothing to do with their life. That's not going to benefit them in the long run. That's what I see for a lot of people in this world. That's not your why. So why are you so invested? Some people are so saturated in being invested in something that has nothing to do with the value of their life that they've lost themselves. I'm not about to lose myself for nobody. I don't give a dang if I got to wake up and look in the mirror and tell myself who I am every day, which I don't because I know who I am. I'm just saying. If you are caught in the space of having to remind yourself, that's cool. Remind yourself. Don't change for people. Don't become something you've never been trying to follow along with the crowd. Be your individual self. We all created to do and be exactly who we are created to be and for what we are created to do. Yeah, we are. My dude gonna be like, "Where's you at?" I would be like, "Baby, I was lost." And they were like, "How you get lost?" I done towed my car up trying to turn around. I still don't think I'm supposed to turn around. I done turned around again. Lord. And then I'm the type of person that I have to figure it out. I don't want to turn around, and I want to figure it out. That's how I learned my way around. and, it's there. It's definitely on YouTube. Absolutely. We think it ain't. It's definitely here. It's definitely here. But it's in the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's a huge part when we say I'm in this world, but I'm not of it. There's also a thin line with that. Some people done became of it and don't even know it because they so in. So in. It'd be easy to point out what other people are doing or not doing and not realize we're doing it ourselves. We are doing it ourselves. Am I gonna run into military? Where am I going? Jesus. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. It's just the world we in, I guess. The world we in. Where people are gonna be peopling, and that's okay. They can people if they wanna. Yes, ma'am. Bray is me. Bray is me. I'm me. Meek Shear. Bray is my mom's maiden name. Her when she had me, her mom, she was still on her mom's insurance, and back then, you know, you had to put the name that was whatever the case. She had to put the name. My mother had to put her mother's name because she was on her insurance. And I don't know why my daddy didn't ever sign my birth certificate after that, but yeah, he didn't. I'm Jamaica Shear. He did it, and as a result, my birth certificate says Bray, and everything else says Shear. But when I turned 38, that's when I ran into problems with that. They talk about some lying about my identity and all types of stuff. I'm like, what? I didn't change it. Only people won't let me change it is Navy Federal. Ain't that crazy? Navy Federal, like, I'm gonna do a legal name change. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna change my name when I get married. That's what I say. Change my name when I get married. Yeah, I don't know. I think we live in a world now where it's become normal and popular to destroy each other. And a lot of us are absolutely caught up in that, and I don't know if we're gonna come out. It's all around. It's not just one sided. You know what I mean? I think that we have so much in this world to do. We have so much more to accomplish with the little time that we have that it's tragic to be caught up in anything other than living. It's tragic to be caught up in anything but living. And you can be caught in darkness and not be dark. That's the crazy part. You could be caught in darkness and not be dark because once you give in to darkness and you allow yourself to become intertwined with it, you're in it, whether you want to be or not. If you're not there being a light, you're in darkness. Anywhere in this world, if you're not in darkness, becoming a light to shine in the darkness, you are in darkness. You may not be dark, but you are in darkness. And the longer you stay in darkness, the darker you will be. It might not look like others' darkness, but it's dark at the end of the day. Easy to get caught up. Easy to get caught up. That's why I just stayed out the way, out here. People at work, they'll be all cliquish. I don't click with nobody. I ain't got time. I see the stuff before that's why I wouldn't be involved in it, because I see it. I mean, you see the at work couples, you see the just mess. I'm like, oh, dude. It's like high school in that spot, man. I ain't trying to be caught up in all that. I'm too old. I don't want to be caught in nobody else's drama, mess, hell season, or whatever you want to call it. I ain't got time. I just want to be the individual that I am. Let me be who I be. Oh, don't blow the horn at me because I couldn't turn, dummy. People are really rude and ignorant. He's blowing at me because I couldn't turn left. It makes sense. What am I supposed to do? Just get hit by a car for you? Man, dude, crazy. See, that's what makes people have road rage. Because I really would like to slap his face. But that ain't me. I really would like to slap his face. Last game they came. They call them my destroyer beast ticket. Last football game they call them my beast ticking time bomb. What football game? Okay, you gotta catch me up. Who is Lamont? And what football? Is that a pro player or destroy a beast tick and time bomb? Is that what they call somebody? Destroy a beast tick and time bomb? I'm lost. I'm so lost. Yeah, that man was heated. I can't help it if I couldn't move. What's wrong with him? I'm lost. Yeah. His last name Destroy, or are you saying is that a sentence? They call him a ticking time bomb. Even if I don't got it, but just looking at that, the way my eyeballs is looking at it, that ain't cool. You know what I mean? Like, I know we put labels on people, and then when the stuff happens, people don't realize. We'll say all the time, words have power. Words have power, but we'll speak the most craziness on people, thinking it's cool. Like how we was talking about last night about being called a diva and all that stuff. Don't call me that. Labels. Nobody wants to be labeled, but then everybody wants a title. That's just crazy. I think that's what takes away from people's individuality. It's crazy. All I know is I'm more than halfway to 100 now, so I need to be living the best life. Oh yeah. You know that's how they do us. But you know what? I'm pretty sure that Lamar is a individual who knows who he is. No matter what they say, he's gonna be exactly who he's supposed to be. Hope he's mindful of that. You know what I mean? Now, some people can get so caught up in something, and you'll say something about them, like your children. Like some people will say stuff about their kids so much to the fact that That child hears it. Now they start to emulate exactly what you're saying because they believe it because you said it. Like calling your kid bad. Oh, my kid, he bad, he bad. Your bad so bad, bad, bad. Now they're gonna start being bad because that's all they ever heard. But you're bad. That ain't no different than putting your mouth on people. Dang, they got a feather fin out here. I need to get some of that chicken, see what it tastes like. I think I had it back in the day. I It's unfortunate, that and the crazy part about it is it's like how we talked about people being individuals. There'll be so many people that'll pick up exactly what they're saying about that young man and roll with it. Oh, he's a ticking time bomb. He's a ticking time bomb. Everybody will start saying it, and that's the picture painted. Because not one person was willing to say, well, I don't really see that about him. Yeah, I don't. When I was younger, when I first became a mother, I would always call my son. Um, I would be like, "You are a king. You are of greatness." I would say things like that, and not that I wasn't really into like understanding words having power and stuff. But I'm thankful to God that I said those things to him because that's what's instilled in him, versus little MF and all that good stuff. I'm so glad. I think back on that. I always used to say I never understood why I was saying that, but now I do. Now I understand it. But when I was saying it, because I'm nowhere near who I was back then. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love God. I was saved and all that stuff, but child, please, I was still out here. I was still finding meek. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I was doing meek. I was loving God and still learning who I am. That takes time. But I thank God that he was present enough to place those words in my heart to say versus other words. That's how I can put that. And I still say it to him to this day. He's 32. Son, don't you know you're of greatness? You can do anything you want to do. You want to start that business? Start that business. And what he do to me? Mom, you can do anything you want to do. Let's start a business. That's how we rock. That's exactly how we rock. I learn from my kids every day. I'm thankful for that. That's why I said I know I raised them to be individuals, and there's nothing that a person can say or do that's going to make them switch up, change, or begin to follow them. They're going to be exactly who they were raised to be, not giving a dang about what the next person says about that. No one cares. I feel like if you don't truly genuine know a person's heart, then you shouldn't be making any kind of judgment or assumption about them. You really can't. You really shouldn't. But we do it. But then we don't like when it happens to us. It's just something. And I think that's what happens, Diane. People, they see something different on you, and because they can't figure out what it is, then it becomes, oh, he's this. What they don't understand, they find the label for it, and it's usually a negative label. And that's where we get that word misunderstood from. You think this person is that way because they don't dance to your beat. But in our reality, they're a winning individual. They have a kind heart, a good heart. They're very intelligent. But because we don't see what we think we should see, we're gonna label them and call them what we want them to be. Never finding out who they really are or how they really move. Just not cool. I need to go there and get some chicken. I can't believe I have been on the same street for 15 minutes or so. I gotta go to work tonight. I was all ready to go back to work yesterday. Now I'm like, oh man, well, that's cool. Gotta make some dough. I know these people better have my money back on my card at least by Monday. I had got a room and these people put a whole, listen, when you get the room, like I use Priceline, but then they had that pay later. When you use that option, it's a little cheaper. So I had started using that. With the pay later, they'll do an authorization. And if the money ain't there, they'll cancel your card, which is stupid if you're supposed to pay when you get there. So that happened to me the first time. So this time when I did it, I made sure the money was there. I booked my room, got the confirmation, got everything. Next thing you know, they canceled my room again. But the hold was there, which means you canceled my room for nothing. So now I have to wait for the hold to come off because of what somebody at the lady now said. Well, from now on, I'll make sure they don't touch your reservation. But it's crazy. I'm like, I thought y'all wasn't supposed to charge it. It's stupid. Anywho, that's here nor there. I want my money. I had $80. I need that. No, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I don't know what I'm gonna get into now, but yeah, that's all I came on here to talk about is being prepared to be different, being prepared to go the opposite direction of everybody else, being prepared to just be your own individual self. And that everybody is not gonna understand it, everybody's not gonna like it, but that's what staying true to yourself means. You know what I mean? That's what staying true to yourself means. I might not have would have did it, but oh well, I ain't you. It's as simple as that. I'm not you. Having said all that, I do appreciate you guys. Oh, now all of a sudden my vision is proper. I get it. Boom, dumb. um, I appreciate everybody for showing up and hanging out with me for this little short time for my little meet talk. I appreciate you guys so much. As always, and I hope that I said something that encouraged you, provoked thought. If not, you may have heard something that someone else can use. Sharing is caring. Share. As always, you are more than welcome to hit the Cash App. Nate, baby. Hey, my friend. How are you? Yeah, we closing out. We talking about being individuality and how people look at you funny because of your being an individual. And it ain't cool. We judge and come down on people for doing things the way they would do it. And because I wouldn't do it your way, then something's, I guess, wrong with you. I don't know. But that's the gist of it. Okay. I ain't know who was on live. I just went. But yeah. So my encouragement basically was make sure you continue to be who you are and do it the exact way you're supposed to do it. Don't mind nobody who got a problem with the way you do it or how you do it because they wouldn't do it that way. That's their business. Is a personal problem. And I was saying, thank you for coming by. I appreciate all of y'all. Good to see you for the first time, Ray Nisha. No, I'm just kidding. Diane, always love you, girl. Just saying was here. The word was here. Realist was here. I appreciate you guys. Y'all know I do. And I don't know when I'll be back as usual, but I'll be back. Thank you. I appreciate you so much, Diane. You know that. Thank you. Y'all know y'all bless me all the time. Just being here. You know what I mean? So I really do appreciate that. So as usual, you're more than welcome to hit the Cash App. I thank y'all But most importantly for me is to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, bring a friend. Again, I appreciate you guys so much. And I will see you all again. Turn on your notifications. No, I'm just kidding. All right, now. Talk to y'all later. Bye bye.